Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff sends special message as Venus Williams makes comeback at 45. Coco Gauff, the rising phenom of American tennis, has warmly welcomed Venus Williams back to the WTA Tour as the 45-year-old icon makes her return to competitive play at the DC Open in Washington, D.C. Gauff, who ascended to world number 2 following her 2025 French Open triumph, took to social media to praise Williams following her recent win at the DC Open, writing simply Venus, followed by a crown emoji on X. Return to the court, Venus's long-awaited comeback. Venus's decision to return after a 16-month break was both surprising and inspiring. She last played on the tour at the 2024 Miami Open before undergoing surgery for uterine fibroids in July 2024. Listed as inactive by the WTA, Williams received a wild card into the 2025 DC Open, her first tournament since the 2023 Miami event. In her opening round on Tuesday, Williams faced fellow American Peyton Stearns, ranked number 35 in the world. Despite years away from competition, Williams seized the moment, securing a straight-sets victory, 63-64. The match saw flashes of her trademark power, aces clocking over 110 miles per hour, precise returns, and impressive court coverage. She shared after the win how mentally testing the journey had been. Each week that I was training, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm good enough yet. It's all a head game. By defeating Stearns, Venus became the second oldest woman to win a WTA singles match, behind only Martina Navratilova, who won at 47 in 2004, underscoring her lasting class and determination. A young Coco thanked Venus back in 2019. Venus's influence extended beyond mentoring. In 2019, a 15-year-old Gauff stunned the tennis world by defeating Venus 64-64 at Wimbledon. The young American sealed a straight-sets victory and then shared a moment at the net that spoke volumes about respect, gratitude, and the passing of a torch. Gauff, ranked 313th at the time, had just qualified for Wimbledon's main draw, the youngest to do so in the Open era, only to draw Venus in the first round. At the net, she told her hero, "I was just telling her thank you for everything that she's done for the sport, and she's been an inspiration." In May 2025, Williams took a moment at Roland Garros during a TNT broadcast to praise Gauff. "She's had a great year so far. You got the goods. You got the attitude. I mean, you want to win every point. Maybe too much sometimes. So the passion is there." At 45 years old, Venus Williams wasn't supposed to be here, not according to the world that often defines greatness by youth. And yet, under the dazzling lights of the City DC Open, she walked back onto the court with the grace of a queen reclaiming her throne. The crowd roared, not just out of nostalgia, but awe. The tennis world paused. And somewhere backstage, Coco Gauff paused too. The 21-year-old reigning French Open champion, America's next big star, was watching Venus with reverence. But this wasn't just a fan moment. It was personal. Gauff, a product of a tennis world Venus helped shape, was quick to share her admiration. On social media, in interviews, and even in a handwritten note slipped to a tournament organizer, Gauff sent a message that rippled across the WTA, like a heartfelt rally shot. "Venus, you've never stopped being my hero. Seeing you compete again reminds all of us why we started. Thank you for walking so we could run." The torch that was never dropped. In sports, we often speak of the passing of the torch. But what if the original flame bearer never let go? Venus Williams' return isn't just a one-time spectacle. It's a statement, a defiance of time, injuries, critics, and even the natural trajectory of retirement. Most athletes bow out in their 30s. Some sooner. Venus is rewriting that playbook. Her comeback isn't about nostalgia. It's about hunger, passion, purpose. For Coco Gauff, who was born the year Venus won her 4th Grand Slam title, that longevity is both stunning and inspiring. Gauff grew up in an era shaped by the Williams sisters. Her own journey began with a dream sparked by watching them on television. "I want to be like Venus," she once said in an interview as a 10-year-old. And now, she isn't just watching, She's responding. I don't think people understand what it means to see her still out here, fighting. Gauff said after her latest win. It's not just about tennis. It's about showing the world what resilience looks like. A message beyond words. Gauff's special message wasn't just in what she said. It was how she carried herself in the wake of Venus's comeback. As the cameras turned toward Venus, walking onto the court, wearing a signature all-white ensemble with a silver trim, a subtle nod to her 25-year legacy, Gauff stood at the tunnel, hands clapping, eyes bright. When the match began, Gauff was seen courtside, cheering louder than anyone in her player's box. After Venus's stunning 3-set victory over a top 30 opponent, Gauff rushed to greet her, wrapping her in a hug that felt like a generational embrace. She told me, "You're the reason I fight so hard," Venus revealed later. I don't think she knows how much that meant to me. It's rare for athletes to live, to see the people they've inspired take over the sport. Rarer still to compete alongside them. But Venus and Gauff share something deeper than court lines and cross-court winners. They share history, respect, and now legacy. Parallel paths, different eras. Venus turned pro in 1994. Coco was born in 2004. A full decade apart, yet tied by an invisible thread of excellence. While Venus broke barriers as a young black woman in a sport dominated by white players, Coco stepped into a world Venus helped change. Equal pay at Grand Slams? Venus fought for that. Acceptance of power, style, and confidence in women's tennis? Venus embodied that. When I step on court today, I carry her battles with me. Gauff once told the New York Times, "She made it okay for someone like me to dream big." Gauff's own meteoric rise, from defeating Venus herself at Wimbledon in 2019 at age 15 to becoming a Grand Slam champion, mirrors many of the same values Venus fought to uphold. And now, as Venus laces up her shoes once more, Gauff sees it not as a swan song, but as a chapter still being written, a symbol in motion. For fans, Venus's comeback at 45 is miraculous. For her peers, it's humbling. And for Gauff, it's a reminder. The game doesn't forget its legends. Some people play for titles. Venus plays for something bigger. Gauff said in a post-match presser, "Every time she walks on that court, she tells a story. She tells our story." That's why her message wasn't just an Instagram post. Gauff organized a spontaneous tribute in the City Open locker room. Dozens of WTA players showed up. They didn't need to rehearse. They came with tennis balls marked with messages like, "Because of you, I believed." Queen of Resilience. Thank you for making room for all of us. Venus, moved to tears, reportedly said, "I've had a lot of trophies, but this is love. This is legacy. A future looking back." As Coco Gauff climbs higher in the rankings, eyes inevitably turn to her as the future of women's tennis. But Gauff knows the future doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's built on the shoulders of those who dare to stand tall before her. "People ask me if I feel pressure to live up to the Williams legacy," Gauff said. "But I don't feel pressure. I feel gratitude. I feel ready." Her message to Venus wasn't just a thank you, it was a promise. A commitment to continue what Venus started. To keep fighting for equality. To lift others as she rises. To win, but win with grace, purpose, and a sense of history. Final rally, inspiration is ageless. As the sun set on Venus Williams' victorious return, the moment felt more than athletic. It was cultural, spiritual, eternal. Venus didn't need to win to prove anything, but she did. And in doing so, she handed the tennis world a powerful reminder. Greatness isn't tied to age. It's tied to spirit. And Coco Gauff, she's the echo of that spirit, louder, younger, but deeply rooted. In a poetic twist, the two are expected to team up for doubles at an upcoming WTA event. Not just partners in play, but partners in purpose. As Venus warmed down after her match, Coco leaned in and said softly, "We're not done yet." To which Venus replied, "Not even close." And somewhere in that moment, a match, a message, and a mission intertwined. Tennis witnessed something far greater than a comeback. It saw a continuum, a circle unbroken,